something I'd expect from you, Ed.
It's really something I wanted to do, Double D.
Ed, Edd and Eddy was one of my favorite cartoons when I was younger. So much so that I'd even try to stay up late just so I could watch another episode or two. To me, there was nothing better than watching the zany adventures these three friends would get into, and the even zanier ways they tried to get out of them. It was just a fun show to watch, and it even led to a lot of my early attempts at what could be considered memeing, being me using buttered toast or gravy as non-sequitur punchlines to an ungodly degree. Yes, I was that kind of kid. I'm sorry. But one of the things I found most captivating about the show, both when I was young and after rewatching some of it, was the slapstick.
He's so cute.
Every impact hit hard and hit in just the right way to make me laugh, without ever feeling mean-spirited or cruel. And I got curious about how this simple cartoon from the early 2000s managed to turn these characters' physical pain and torment into some of the funniest and most visually interesting animation I've ever seen. I wanted to figure out how it did slapstick so well, and why, in my opinion, it is the definition of a modern slapstick cartoon. And I think a lot of it stems from its creator, the Canadian-born animator Danny Antonucci. Antonucci began his career in Hanna-Barbera working on the likes of the Flintstones, Scooby-Doo and the Smurfs, and later he worked on commercials and animated shorts for Rocket Ship Limited. His work was...
You! I don't believe it!
Well, let's just say it wasn't appropriate for children. And for a while, he felt like he was stuck in a rut with the amount of gross and edgy productions he was working on. Until one day, on a dare, he decided to try and make a kids show, and ended up designing the three characters we've all come to know and love today. Being particularly fond of traditional animation, Antonucci ensured that the show was hand-drawn, similar to cartoons released between the 40s and 70s. These cartoons also heavily relied on slapstick for their humor, and from the outrageous situations they put their characters through to the disproportionate character designs, it's easy to see where Ed, Edd and Eddy gets its influence. And given the amount of comparisons that have been drawn between Ed, Edd and Eddy and the Three Stooges, you can almost say that this show is an homage to not only the early days of animation, but also to the early days of television in general. But of course, Ed, Edd and Eddy has an advantage over its predecessors, not only because of the more advanced technology available, but also because, unlike the Three Stooges, the use of animation grants the show a much wider variety of stunts and jokes to pull off that just can't be accomplished in real life, such as turning a pufferfish suit into an ever-growing snowball of chaos, or squeezing your body through a small hole in a wooden fence, or even something as simple as stuffing a jawbreaker literally twice the size of your skull into your cheeks like a chipmunk. And the characters' over-the-top reactions only serve to sell the jokes even more. The show often leaves them in excruciating pain while stuck in unrealistic positions that both make sense in the context of the cartoon, but still look so absurd that all the viewer can do is just laugh at how stupid it seems. It allows the series to explore more situations to throw its unfortunate characters into and react to than a live-action show ever could have. These situations are made even better by the animation used to create them. As mentioned before, the series was produced using hand-drawn animation, until the studio was eventually forced to switch to a digital format after the 4th season. But even after the change, the show's animation still maintains an impressive level of fluidity. Even a detail as small as the sizzling outlines, reminiscent of old film reels, which are often damaged and jittery, gives it a constant sense of motion, as if nothing ever stands still. It makes the impacts more impactful when, after flowing so smoothly, everything comes to a sudden halt for a brief moment. And that brief moment is all it takes to crack you up. Ed, Edd and Eddy sets a standard for slapstick. From its cartoony aesthetic to its ridiculous situations, it polishes off an old formula and reinvents it for a whole new generation of viewers to take inspiration from. Just as Antonucci was inspired by the animations and TV shows of yesteryear. But he wasn't just happy with making something that had already been made. He took the best parts of those early shows and made them better. And it really goes to show that you don't have to make something new to be successful. You just have to make something well. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I fucking loved this show when I was a kid. I was goddamn obsessed. It was my childhood, and man, it was great watching it again. Although, I will say, the first few episodes of Season 1, not that great. But it does pick up after a little bit. If you have any spare time, I'd recommend you watch this. It's a good show to watch. Anyway, if you enjoyed this and want to see more, then be sure to like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe to come fly with me. And hopefully, I'll see you later.